real cases before a real judge.
Plaintiff Gloria Hines says her mother took the defendant in when she was 15 years old after her adopted mother passed away. Gloria claims she stepped in to help with the defendant because she needed some guidance, but she's suing her today for loans, babysitting fees, and tickets. Defendant Alicia Hurd says she was adopted at a young age, and her adopted mother kept her from her biological siblings. Alicia always struggled with this because she wanted to know her family, so she reconnected with Gloria after her adopted mother passed away. Alicia says Gloria is suing her for more than she owes.
Let's start with you.
You have been an inspiration to me for many years now because I did the same thing, well, similar things that you did. I was in the streets. I got on drugs for a while, but I got off. I went back to school in 2005 and got my bachelor's degree in criminal justice. I'm working on getting a pardon now, and I'm going back in the spring to get my master's.
Good. Congratulations. Let's give you a hand. And when you say a pardon, you have a federal offense?
No, I don't have I have felony offense, not
more
federal.
Than one, I know.
Yes, more than one.
Oh, more than one. That's why you have to have a pardon. Those who have more than one, you have to get a pardon.
Yes.
But pardons are tough. You got to get the governor, his staff, and they look at it. But good luck to you.
Yes. Well, I haven't had any convictions in 15 years.
Oh, yeah. Well, hopefully they'll give it to you.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Alicia is my younger sister. She's a foster sister. My mother took in 10 kids.
Wow.
And Alicia, when she was 18 months old, my mother tried to get her too because she got 3 of her brothers and a sister, but her adoptive mother wouldn't allow it at the time when she was a foster child to her. But she tried to come and visit with her brothers. Her brothers tried to visit with her, but her adoptive mother wouldn't allow any of that. So her adoptive mother died when she was 15, and she came to my home, and my mother became her foster mother then.
Okay.
But with her being 15, my mother was like teenagers, basically. She really didn't care to deal with, so I dealt with her. I took her in because she needed a little bit of guidance at that time.
Sure.
And I love my sister. At 19, she got pregnant. She stayed home for 9 months. She moved out when she was 9 months pregnant, had the baby 2 days later, and she has not moved back home since. So I am proud of her. Yeah. So when she had some difficulties, she came to me. She needed some money. But after I loaned my sister the money, which she was supposed to pay me back with her income tax check, in 2011, February.
You watch my show enough to know not
to
go for the income tax game.
But when I grew up, when I was young that age, back in the day, we paid people back with income tax check money. You know, it's just it's the 2000 thing people don't pay back.
That's right.
Defendant Alicia Hurd is being sued by her foster sister, who admits she was a drug addict running the streets before she turned her life around and went back to school.
We're going to get to the specifics there. Let me get a little background from her. Go ahead. What do you want to tell me?
Well, Judge, just like my sister said, when I was younger, it was kind of like a fight between my adoptive mother and her mother in order who would get me. But my adoptive mother obviously won, and she didn't want me around my brothers and sisters. So me growing up, it was kind of like a fight within myself as who is my real family? I want my real family. I didn't understand why, and neither did my adoptive parents. So in 2005, my adoptive mom passed from cancer. So I went on to find my real family because it was kind of like a relief. You know, I can finally get to my real family. Right. So when I finally did, her mother, she really didn't want me in the house, so she put me out. So I've been taking care of myself. I've been my own mother. And like she said, I found out I was pregnant. So I did move out. I went into a shelter, and a couple of days later, maybe like 2 days later, I had the baby. Mm-hmm. And I came back home. I had my own apartment after leaving the shelter. I had my own apartment. I was doing pretty good for myself. I had a job. I went to school all throughout my pregnancy. I got my medical assistant diploma. I found the job. I had my apartment. I had the car. I had everything.
And I hope many young men out here who face those type of obstacles can overcome them instead of giving up. And you know, I like to tell these young men, these women are stronger than y'all. Y'all out here talking tough and on the corner, and I'm this, I'm that. You're weak. You're weak. You all have overcome tremendous obstacles. So when these men try and take advantage of you in whatever way, particularly when it comes to money and living with you or whatever, make sure they're doing what you did. If they're not doing what you did, then tell them you need somebody who's trying. Now, how much does she owe you for babysitting fees?
$300.
Okay.
And that was a verbal agreement. I didn't.
When was she to pay you that?
With the income tax check.
All right. And lastly, tickets. Tell me about the tickets you're suing her about.
Well, since her boyfriend had gotten her car taken, she needed to use mine. And where she parked at, I didn't have a front plate. In the city of Chicago, you have to have a front plate. Where I live at, it doesn't matter. So they gave tickets to her for me not having a front plate. And they gave her a ticket for parking by an alley. So those tickets are her tickets, and I had to pay them because she didn't come back.
And that was how much?
$250.
Okay. Young lady, what do you want to tell me about the loan?
Well, the $1,000, I do agree that I owe her because I lost my car and I had a job, so I still needed to have transportation.
Sure.
And that's when she loaned me her van with the $500, and which I used for gas money to, run back and forth. And then the next $500 that I asked her for was because of my dance group. My producer was pretty much very demanding of, you need your hair done, you need this, you need that, you need this. So I was like, hey sis, help me out, I need some money. And she lended it in with the promissory note that I signed. Now, the babysitting fees, I was at an agreement that, it wasn't really an agreement. It was just, sis, babysit the baby. And after a week or two, she's like, well, I need some money. And I'm like, well, that wasn't what you told me from the beginning.
Now, how long after loaning her the money did you start babysitting?
I was babysitting before I loaned the money, after I loaned the money.
No, how long? Oh, okay, before. I guess my point is, how could you expect her to repay you some money for babysitting when she just borrowed $1,000 from you? You know she broke.
Well, she wasn't.
Excuse me?
No, you weren't broke?
No.
Every day.
Oh, she said she wasn't broke.
She wasn't that
All right,
broke.
good enough. Now let's get to the tickets. Tell me about the tickets.
Okay, the tickets, like she said, was because she didn't have a front and a back plate. She let me borrow the car. I wasn't supposed to buy her her plates. I feel like that was her responsibility. Now, any other tickets, blocking.
You have the tickets?
Blocking
Yes,
driveways.
and I also have a ticket of my plate.
But she makes a good point, ma'am. The plates are irrelevant.
No, I have the plates on here.
So you think she took them off?
No. In the suburbs, we don't have
But
to
my
display
point
a
is, you're
front
suing
plate.
her for not having plates. It's your car. Even though they may not stop you and give you tickets in your neighborhood, it is against the law.
Not where I live at.
In the whole state, ma'am. The whole state of Illinois. Now, do you have the tickets, ma'am, that you want?
It's an ordinance.
Yeah, that's an ordinance,
Well,
ma'am.
it's not an
And it's
ordinance
also
in where
state-
I live.
All right, ma'am.
Okay.
It's state law, ma'am.
I'm not going to argue with you.
Driving requirements are state law. People can't say I don't need a driver's license in this town because the city council passed an ordinance. They can't say, well, I don't need brake lights in my town because the city council passed an ordinance saying I don't need brake lights. So that's not true, ma'am. Driving privileges, that's all under the purview of the state, not the local municipality. And I do see one for blocking the alley, ma'am. And that's for $150.
Defendant Alicia Hurd is being sued by her foster sister, who admits she was a drug addict running the streets before she turned her life around and went back to school.
Your counterclaim for hairstyling services, how does she owe you for that? I
was doing her hair. I did her hair twice in December, twice in January, and once in February. And I was going to charge her for them, but, for the loan, to pretty much don't take me to court or nothing like that because I'm doing your hair. And once she was like, well, it's too late, I'm taking you to court. Well, I'm like, well, what's the point of me doing your hair for free?
Ma'am, what was the agreement on the hairstyling?
Okay, we started off with she was practicing on me, but she did do my, I did tell her, she did, I was her guinea pig. Anyway, I did tell her.
Practicing on you?
Yeah.
When was the last time?
February before the income tax check came.
Before the income tax. Go ahead.
Yes, anyway. She did a style for me that I loved, and I was able to wear it longer than my beautician style. And I did tell her I would give her some money for doing that.
Okay.
But it wasn't no set amount or agreement, but I feel I got a good $100 wear out of it because it cost me $60 like every month.
So why wouldn't you give her that? If you pay everyone else $60.
I would. She didn't come back.
All right, we're going to grant her that today. $200 is your judgment for the styling. Ma'am, I will grant you your loan. She agrees she owes that. She interrupted me to say she wasn't broke and talk big. Talk big to me. So we're going to make sure you pay that immediately. I don't know why. Yeah, because you're not broke, remember? So $300 for the babysitting fees. And $150 I'm going to charge for the blocking the alley ticket. So that would be $1,450. Subtracting her $200, that would be $1,250. Right?
Yeah.
All right, good enough. Judgment for the plaintiff.
I love you, and I am really proud of you. Behave me next time without the court.
I like you too, but you know my situation. I'm trying to raise the son. Every time you take money from me, it's taking money from him. And I know I'll be trying to pay you back, but it's just like, I can't.
Hold on now. I'm not taking money from him. I got him 8 hours, 10 hours every day.